Hey, this is Peter Martin, the Webdoc. Today we're going to talk about how to use email to build your online reviews. Now there's a lot of different schools of thought out there, but I'm going to be really simple and very clean because this is something that you can do every single day and build your online reviews. You could even use a software program like Constant Contact to help you do this, which wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a small investment. There's a lot of other programs that are even more expensive like MailChimp, but the benefit of using a third-party provider is this. It gives you the ability to track the results. So what you need to do to build your online reviews by using email is this, and it's a step-by-step process. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a document that you can go to the Resource Center and you can actually pull it down and we'll walk you through these various steps. But let's go step by step. First of all, we know every single day we have people coming into the dealership and buying cars and having service done. You're doing 10 times as much service every day as you are selling cars. Okay, that's the fact. We need volume. Okay, to be sending out, if you're doing 100 cars a month and you do like most dealers do and you collect 50% of the people's email addresses, now you're sending out 50 emails asking somebody to leave you a review on one of the major review sites. Now, we're not going to get into all the review sites, that's in another segment, but let's just talk right now that we're mainly concerned with Google Plus and Yelp. Those are really the two big ones you want to worry about. So if you're going to utilize email to build your online reputation, you have to have people to email to ask them to leave you a review. So, now that we know that we're focusing on Google Plus and Yelp, here's what we're going to do. And here's the problem that I'm going to lay out for you, and then we're going to figure out a solution. If I'm selling 100 cars a month and I'm collecting 50 emails, I only have 50 people to email to. Problem. The average email only gets a 1 to maybe a 3% open rate. So let's just say you're knocking it out of the park because you're a great dealership and people love you. You get 10% of the people to open your email. Okay? That's 5 people. Okay? Out of those 5 people, how many of them do you think are actually going to take the time to click and leave your review? 1, maybe 2. Okay? Because if you don't have a Google Plus account or a Yelp account, you can't even leave a review. And who wants to take the time to join those systems to leave your review? It's a numbers game. That's what I'm trying to show you. So if you're doing 10 times as many repair orders as cars that you're selling on a daily basis, you have to be sending emails out to all of your service customers as well. More importantly, service is a huge impact factor for online reviews because people today are looking at what dealerships are doing, but they're also looking at how they're being treated, how the customers are being treated in service. And I thought that was kind of an interesting thing, and I asked some of the people we surveyed, and they said, Peter, it's really simple. I buy the car once, but I have it serviced for the next 3 to 5 years. And if they're not taking good care of people in service, I'm not buying my car there. I'll go down the street and pay a little bit more because that dealership takes better care of the customers in service. So service is very important. So now that we focused on the problem and we now know a way to solve it by making sure that we're sending emails to all of the service customers, the plan has to be this. Every day, you need to be having a download done. And when I say every day, think about it. If you bring your car into a dealership for service and a month later, they send you an email asking you for a review, are you even going to bother opening it? Are you even going to bother leaving a review? Or worst case scenario, you're upset about it. Now you might leave a review, and those are definitely not the kind of reviews we want to get. So you need to do it on a daily basis. So you extract out that information out of the DMS. Take it then and load it into one of those email providers, a Constant Contact, and Constant Contact will allow you to do this type of email marketing because these are your customers. You can prove to them that they're your customers. They won't allow you to do prospect marketing, but these are your customers, so you can use Constant Contact or MailChimp. It's worth the $30, $40, $50, $100 a month you're going to spend for using a third-party provider because the nice thing about those providers are you can use a nice HTML email template, and you can put in the links to your Google Plus page and also your Yelp page. So now what happens is you're downloading that data, you're loading into your system. You can actually set the system up so once you load the data in there, it'll automatically send out the email. It becomes a very nice system. So now every day you've got emails going out and it becomes a numbers game. If you're getting 100 a day, okay, that's 500 a week, okay, that's 2,000 a month. Now the numbers start making sense because if you go back to that 10%, instead of it being, 5, you've got 200 potentials. But what is important is that you're sending this out within 48 hours of them being in your dealership. It can't be a week, it can't be 2 weeks, it can't be every other month. The other thing I want to talk about, and this is a very important piece of this segment, do not make the mistake of downloading your full DMS into one of these programs and sending out a mass email campaign. I can tell you, I know of several dealerships that have done that and have had a huge problem Because not only are the customers not fresh customers, they're customers that haven't been in years, and now all of a sudden they're like, wait a second, I'm not happy with you, and it opened the door where they ended up getting a lot of bad negative reviews. You want to make sure that when you're asking somebody for a review, they were in your dealership recently. Now, I want you to take a few minutes, review the questions at the end of the session, and then go to the next segment where we're going to talk a little bit more about how you can prevent the bad reviews from being submitted. This is Peter Martin, the Webdoc. Looking forward to seeing you on our next segment.